What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York, calling from the quarantine zone again. Hope you all are doing okay. And this time we got Nasson from Sinner's Blood. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for having me.
Yep, it's so awesome to have you here. So the newest album is The Mirror Star, which is coming out this week. Do you just want to talk about like how the making of this record was in terms of like the songwriting and the recording and all that fun stuff?
Okay, so, well, it was a long process. I started talking with the guys on the label by the end of 2018. Yes, and we started talking about making a record together and what kind of, the style of it. So yeah, I started writing the music, thinking about the voice of James,
Mm-hmm.
So it took like I would say 5 months to write all of the songs, something like that, and of course writing the lyrics and recording the demos with James' voices, vocals, and of course me recording myself the vocal harmonies for it. It took, the writing and recording of the album took something like a year, something like that.
Wow.
It was a long process, yeah.
So did these songs change a lot over a span of time, or like is what we're hearing like the first way that they were initially written?
They are actually exactly the same as the demos, but sounding better,
Yeah.
They are exactly. Actually, one interesting thing about the song "The Mirror" is that actually the vocal track that you listen that you hear in the record is the same track that we recorded when we were doing the demos,
Mm-hmm.
So when the time came to record the actual vocals, the final takes, we said with James, this is like perfect, let's just keep this. So that's what you listen to in the albums,
Mm-hmm. Could the first two singles that you released, The Mirror and Kill or Die, almost serve as like a clear representation of what this whole album is going to sound like, or is that just like the beginning?
I would say, I think that they represent most of the elements that you can find in the album, but there's a lot of different stuff in the album. There's a very soft and cinematographic ballad. There's some stuff that is more modern. Some other songs are more like European power metal. So there's a lot of elements, but I think in some way Kill or Die and The Mirror show a wide range of what's in the album.
Yeah, because I thought like I don't know if this is maybe the best way to describe it, but I thought like the music had like a lot of elements. So I think it's fair to say that like you guys like to experiment. It's not like you try to have like a specific sound that you're going for, right?
Yeah. When I make a record, I like to have different songs, different energies in every song. Of course, trying to keep some personality to the whole album, but yeah, trying to take different elements from different styles and making it more dynamic, I think.
Yeah, do you enter songwriting with like a preconceived idea, or like do you improvise, or like a lot of as I like to say, happy accidents happen?
I would say that most of the times, 80% of the times, I know what I'm gonna do. But sometimes, it happens that I have to write. So I open a session in the software and I start, throwing guitar ideas and beats and stuff. And after an hour, maybe you have some sort of idea of what this song is gonna be.
Yeah, it's funny too because there's so many songs that like are meant to be one way, but they end up a completely different way as well. Yeah. But you mentioned that like these are exactly how we're hearing on the demo. So there's not gonna, so people who may have like heard the earlier work from Sinner's Blood, it's not like there's not going to be too many surprises, right?
Exactly. It's not that many people that heard those demos, besides a few friends and the guys on the label. But yeah, as I said, the initial idea of the song, and I would say 98% of the arrangements are exactly the same in the album.
Yeah, and it's cool to work with Frontiers because I feel like with your style, you have elements like I feel like people who from multiple generations could appreciate the Mirror Star in terms of like, there's like a classic rock element there, but there's also like a modern rock. And I feel like working with Frontiers, they're really good because they really push like every aspect of rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I mean, when we released Kill or Die, we were kind of surprised for the response, because we thought this song might be too heavy for the audience, But in the end, the response was great, and I think that when the song "The Mirror" came out, was like what's the word that came to reaffirm, the what we were thinking of showing to the people,
Yeah, because like what I feel like with each song that's on this album, I feel like each song really does kind of have like its own vibe, if you will. Like going from like Phoenix Rise to The Path of Fear to Never Resting Soul. Like it almost feels like many emotions were felt through the course of the making of this album, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, as I said before, I was trying to write different songs with the same personality, but notoriously different songs,
Yeah. When it comes to the guitar work, because I thought the guitar work on here was very, very impressive. Is there like a theoretical element? Like, do you have like classical training in a way? Because I thought like I was able to like hear some remnants. Like I was like, oh, they're working off of that scale, or you are self-taught.
No, I'm self-taught. Absolutely self-taught. Never took lessons of anything. And actually, if you ask me, I don't consider myself a guitar player,
Mm-hmm.
I feel more like a composer, a songwriter, even a singer. I mean, my main instrument is my voice. I'm a singer too.
Mm-hmm.
So well, yeah, I feel very flattered when people say that the guitar work in the album is cool. So it's pretty cool.
Is there ever a time where maybe a lyrical concept or a story, being that you consider yourself a singer? I know that James does a lot of the vocals as well, but like, is there ever a time where maybe like a lyrical concept can help dictate the direction of the sound?
Sometimes, I mean, I wouldn't say that the whole lyric, the whole writing of the song will dictate what the song is gonna be. But sometimes the idea that comes, the melody, the rhythm that comes with lyrics. For example, when I wrote "Remember Me," the song, I had actually those words in mind, with the melody. Remember me.
Mm.
So that kind of gives a vibe to what I want to do with the rest of the song,
Yeah, because I'd imagine too, nothing could be more heartbreaking, right, than when the band has like the best lyrics ever, but then they're always like one syllable over like every arrangement.
yeah. And they don't work.
Has that happened before?
I don't think so, because I mean, I've been writing songs for 20 years, I think, and those kind of accidents don't happen to me anymore. And I write by myself, so there's no external contributions, at least in this album.
Okay. Being that you write by yourself, I mean, is there ever a time where like maybe it's better to be, surrounded by your band though to come up with ideas? Because you mentioned that you consider yourself a composer, which is awesome, but I've noticed that like a lot of composers, like, they like to work alone in isolation where it's just nothing is between them and the music. But is there ever a time where maybe like you need to collaborate with your other band members to come up with new ideas?
I would say that I feel more comfortable working alone. But when the time comes to record the actual album, I like to give for example, I like to give the drummer a lot of freedom, to come with different vibes, different feels for the songs, and not that much liberty on the rhythm parts, because those parts are mostly defined with the guitars, with the riffs. So, but yeah, I like the players to give some of his input to the songs.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be like difficult to just come up with everything on your own, and it's got to add a lot more pressure, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I mean, and it gets old, writing by yourself, because when you are working too much, in the end you get a little tired, creatively, at some point. I mean, I hate to repeat myself, and at some point that happens, some hook ideas, choruses ideas, chord progressions, you end up saying, man, I've heard this before by myself, but what the hell, let's do it again.
Yeah, nothing is. It's one thing to lose an idea, but it's also like got to be equally as heartbreaking to just repeat the same idea.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you repeat an idea, in the end, I feel like the first time I did it maybe wasn't good enough,
How do you know when a song is finished, though? Get really difficult.
When a song is finished, that's a difficult one. Sometimes when I start writing the songs, I have a very complete idea of what they're gonna be. Those are easy. I I finish the structure, the arrangements, the lyrics, and the vocal melodies, and that's all good. But sometimes when I start writing without a concrete idea, that gets sometimes a little bit hard to with of using prog elements leads me to difficult songs to finish. Where do I go from here? Do I want to go to an easy chorus, to a sing along chorus, or do I want to go in a different direction and end up with a 7-minute song? That sometimes gets a little difficult.
Yeah, because especially with this particular record, I noticed like the song lengths do tend to vary. Like "Who I Am" is like 7 minutes long, but like "Kill or Die" is like 3.5. So like, I was interested to see like how do you know when to kind of like put it down and say that the song said everything it had to say.
Yeah, I mean, "Who I Am" is a weird song because I had a very, very clear idea of what I wanted to do, and when I started, throwing ideas and riffs for it, I said to myself, just let the song go, Don't make it 3 minutes, 4 minutes long, catchy and all of that. Just let the song go and flow. The song is so it's heavy, not in a heavy metal way, but heavy like it's sad, it's tragic. So I wanted to let the song breathe, take its time.
Yeah, I've always said that knowing when to put a song down takes just as much skill as knowing how to start one.
Yeah, for sure, totally agree.
Yep. And the final question I wanted to ask you: you guys said that you currently are all in Santiago, right, Chile?
Yes.
So, this is actually this is the first time I've interviewed a band from Chile. But like, is there kind of like a scene in Santiago, Chile, where you guys are affiliated with, or is it maybe like the goal for Sinner's Blood right now is to maybe like go outside of Chile a little bit more and maybe broaden the horizons more?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. That's our goal. There there is a scene here in Chile, especially in Santiago, which is the biggest city in the country. But it's very, I would say, amateur. The biggest aspirations a band can have is to open for international shows.
Yeah.
And of course we want more than that. And we hope after this situation with the virus and all that, I hope after that we can take the songs on the road, especially to the States and to Europe, where this type of music has its roots,
Yeah.
And the main industry is there,
Yeah, we would please, when this is over, please promise, like, the first thing you'll work on is coming to the United States. We'd love to see you guys here.
Yeah, of course. We love to be there.
Yeah. Are there any other bands from Santiago that you recommend? Kind of get the scene a little spotlight?
Oh, well, I will mention for sure Chaos Magic. I don't know if you know the project Chaos Magic.
Mm-hmm.
It also worked with Frontiers.
Okay.
Actually, well, I'm the producer of the last album, and I play bass and sing some parts in the band. But the main figure there is Caterina Nix. She's also a Chilean singer, and she's great. The band, the style is very modern, very very poppy, if you want to say. The songs are very catchy. So that's cool. And of course, if you haven't heard of Ronnie Romero, you should check him out. He's an amazing singer, in the vein of Dio, Jorlande, stuff like that. Amazing singer.
Awesome.
That's two of the guys I would recommend to listen from Chile.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to look that up as soon as I hang up the phone. So before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Great to talk to you. Really enjoyed this discussion. Is there just anything else with Sinner's Blood that we could be expecting? Obviously, when this virus that shall not be named is gone and dead, thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, but obviously, we'll be seeing you on the road quite a bit. Is there anything we could be expecting with the release of the Mirror Star coming out, like maybe some live stream performances or anything else?
Well, I don't know if live stream performances yet, but I mean, the album is out this Friday, and we will be releasing a new single. And we shot the video last week, and it's looking amazing. We're really happy with that. And, just keep tuned to our social media, Facebook, Instagram, because we're always posting about what's coming. Of course, after as you were saying, after this virus thing ends, we want to take the songs on the road, mainly to Europe and the States. So we are already starting to work with that,
Awesome. Again,
but that's a long process,
It's a long process, but we will be waiting for you here in New York. Please come to New York if you hit the States.
Thank you very much, man.
But thank you so much, everybody. Sinner's Blood, The Mirror Star, out this Friday via Frontiers. Be sure to pick it up then. This is Alex from Heavy New York, and we will see you next time.